But perhaps mates are here to surprise and amaze you. Nice stun setup and quick play by bipo, caught by the stun. Unfortunately, he's going to have to belay that push. And that gives an opportunity for Koshmaras to fire back.
Nice boo as well. Had a fantastic week last week. Maybe able to focus a little bit more on his individual ability rather than having to focus on maybe the comms, is something that was talked about quite a lot. But if he's in that sort of form, Heretics are going to be dangerous. Now for marteen and starxo, normally you might like to try and reposition in this moment, but with the spike down in such an awkward spot, the players on Heretics really don't need to move, and even though it will be a
control the Heretics just fought for. Another smoke is going to make that difficult, and it's not the judge that breaks. It's the Prowler that went through. The surprise right here ends up just as damaged, but a lot done to bipo and GLYPH.
Yeah, well, I'm almost surprised it doesn't come through with a kill. A little bit of spam damage, but no rotation coming from the other side of the map. Still wary that this could go back the other way, and with Boo able to clear some of the ground, an important spray from RieNs, done some damage but also found a pick, leaves things even, and buys a little bit of time for the rotation, although you can see that Benji was still a little hesitant.
They're almost lucky that it was bipo to go down because he was so low, and if it was just a second later that they walked out of main, the reveal from RieNs would have landed, would have caught a lot of them, but instead the timing was slightly off. Marteen spray through the smoke, isn't though. He manages to catch Boo. Now, they look towards main to take that space, but GLYPH inside the smoke, spamming away. He's caught benjy in this round. Gone to hell in a handbasket. Top of the map. benjyfishy is pushed all the way through, and he's got a battle brewing. Shots landed onto marteen off screen, leaves him on 10 HP. And the walk up from Woot here, they're distracted. They're thinking about that north side push. They don't expect Woot to be behind, and even if they do, they don't expect them to have 3 buddies. They're going back into main. Mates want to take that control, but instead they take a fight that turns to a massacre. 2 alive. marteen still on 10 HP. And they know exactly where bipo is. The pressure
just holding onto the guns. starxo doesn't have a weapon to play with in the next round, and deep use of the haunt. Gonna go aggressive and spot out marteen. He needs to hold the line, and they've cleared out that lurk. Again, a problem that KC had, and still the information on the other side of the map with RieNs waiting, watching, and they've almost got them trapped. Now the spike is going back the other way. That's at least something, but there's an opportunity for them to almost clear out those flankers. bipo needs to get something here, and already dropped. Sure, you are going to get a plant, but you're going to have to win a 2v4 post-plant.
They did keep the Nightfall at least. That is definitely going to stand to them if they decide to play this a bit more aggressive. And take a look at where GLYPH is. Take a look at where starxo's just moved to. They want to fight right off rip. They need the numbers to come back into their hands. And the molly to buy time with the wraparound. starxo! Oh, but benjy's watching it. Spidey senses tingling, and now GLYPH all alone. I will say bipo getting there. Oh,
I've done it again. Immediately, he's gone.
bipo getting unlucky with the fact he was spammed through a smoke, but marteen caught by that util early on. Now it's on bipo to try to recover this. He's up close, and the nade ends up taking him down. Nightfall through, but the numbers already against them. A nice return by GLYPH. The molly. I thought the timing was poor, but it might have worked out at least for the trade, and with the numbers advantage, that is all that Heretics need. Dominating in the later fights and leaving Minny 54.
Could be clearing everything else out so they can put a player into a spot without risking them going into a 1v1 duel. And now it's just on to holding. 30 seconds left. Minny has been very snappy in the past to contact. We'll see what they're saying within the comms.
One more. Fade sword. Hold up. Two here.
Big stand with me.
Holding other.
Nice.
Go
side together, guys.
I'll smoke side, hold on. Hold flank,
guys. You might fight here.
I'll hold flank. Distance, bro, distance.
Under this.
Under city.
Hold the smoke. Play knife and hold the smoke. Plant, guys. I'm on HP.
Holding, man. He's on top of the shit.
Gotcha. I'm holding the smokes. We work on starxo.
Yeah.
In tower corner, full right side.
I'm not picking out.
Come under me.
At 10 HP.
It's just a 1v1 with Boo. Very nicely handled. Mates make their way to side. bipo firing on all cylinders to start. And even though starxo's 1 HP, he's behind a pretty thick wall. 2 teammates covering his cross. He's going to push north. Nobody is coming down their way. At least not now, because the op is posted and waiting for a victim, finding one. The reposition's going to come through, but getting into heaven at this stage, he'll be a little bit late. There's a risk that someone from Mates is holding close, so we won't push any further forward. And Mates at least get a plant.
Timing. Benji, you said his awareness has been on point, and now he's going to get the reveal, the swing in. Koshmaras does miss a shot. This is incredibly bold with the shorty, but Benji's done well on the other side. Now left all onto marteen. He evolved at the beginning of the round, but can this evolve into a 1v4 clutch? Spike at least ticking in his favor. There's so many players on the other side. A nice shot, but they did get it to half, I believe. That means that Boo can start the stick. He needs to swing out, and he is going to take the 8. What is that from marteen?
7-2 scoreline. It was already written, but marteen's erased the page. That is incredible.
I've always said how much I enjoyed his veto play.
Yeah, you said it from day one, Tom.
Not sure the agent had anything to do with that, but you
The
know.
evolution, mate. The evolution.
Yeah. Could have also played Rainer, but we'll ignore that. Judges back in
incredible.
hand. We saw a 33% success rate with Operator. I don't think that was Koshmaras' fault, though. Losing the 1v4, probably slightly more problematic. And their weaponry in this round is weird.
Oh, no. Koshmaras was going to be tucked on the wall, but the molly sent him out wide, and he ends up getting caught by a spam as a result. That is very unfortunate. C's catching one up top. Boo creeping his way through. He's too far, though. The judge not working on that range, but he spotted them, and his teammates picking up the pieces, but still a few left behind. Importantly, so is the spike. Woot's holding on to control, and he knows that they need to push him. The problem is the wraparound. They can come from main now, trying to reposition. He gets safely behind the box, but did they see him? They're looking the right way. It seems like they've got an idea, but they'll still find both!
The Rolling Thunder and the Nightfall last time out, and well, bipo just looking to send it. They are sending everything the other way, though. A swing out from Woot. Koshmaras a little bit further behind. This is really awkward. Eventually, he'll get the kill, but they have definitely taken more of a hit here. And while benjyfishy run, 5 health. I think it's time to leave, bud. Oh, he's going for it?
Economy's not in a very good spot, but he's believing. High-low setup is the death of...
Now, the Bucky's kind of the bait here, as Koshmaras will be. That stun and that stun has connected on everybody, and still Koshmaras is still alive. How is he still alive? What? 3 kills with the Bucky from there. I think he was stunned 3 times in that
chance
corner.
to set himself up in the 1v1 post plant, but first has to deal with this man. Misses the drop down, noise made. Now the rotation's underway. He's on a clock from what we've seen before behind them. For Mates, that means a real uphill battle. And they started by running down the hill, down towards the Heretics, exploring that B site.
Well, yeah, and eventually, with no contact, they're going to start the rotation back the other way. Minny's done well, but a lot of damage.
Oh!
I don't think Boo saw anything there.
No.
That was just a reaction shot to turn it back into a 2 versus 2. Now, do they still expect GLYPH to be this close by? It depends. No, it seems like Benji, he's just missed the moment of the angle, but he hits the shot anyway. It leaves it all onto starxo, the late rotator. He knows where one of the players is, but will expect Woot to be somewhere close by. So many angles to clear on this site, and such an open plant that it's going to be incredibly difficult. He needs a fight. He needs to bait someone into an angle to give an opportunity. And sure, now he knows where Woot is, but will have completely lost where Benji is on the other side.
Oh, they're baiting him. They're baiting him perfectly, and now behind the box and safe. Nice shot by starxo, but the time's the real issue here. Has to get it to half. Surely, no! Yeah, this is where Heretics are going to put their all into the site. A full push forward, and let's see how they make use of this chaos with the spike down.
Push them now. We push them right now. Can you damn me, please?
Bitterness reveal. One. I don't have.
One more deep.
Can you flip?
Go back. I go back.
Guys, come back and just CT. There is money.
Just play now. Pick one.
Dead. Come, guys, come. Go plant, okay?
One for CT.
He's running, guys.
Flying for CT.
He's running. Guys, can you pick on me? You can go in the box, okay?
Yes,
can go in the box. Pick on me. Yes.
I'm faithful.
Yeah. It's fine. Like, pick on me. I break it, okay? Okay, pick.
Nice! Let's go!
The row needed for Mates. They're going to start it with aggression towards north side, but the whole team's coming here to back up Woot. He finds one, and the rest come easy for this roster. starxo and Minny left to do it all, and this has been one hell of a clean map from Heretics. A couple of clutches on Mates notwithstanding. It's been practically flawless. Benji's timing again, he's back at his peak. It feels like every time Mates try to thread the needle, he is there to cut that thread before it can be woven into something threatening. And for Mates, well, let's hope their Lotus looks a lot better than what we've seen here. And also, to be fair, it's another mark against single duelists. Like, we really are just seeing the double duelist comms dominate.
One of the rounds they have is Marteen getting an ace.
Yeah.
But I think there's more problems than maybe just that agent, but yeah, they are just getting blitzed. Yeah, why not? Orbital.
Not to start.
I like the flash position.
Season 8.
It's a really awkward spot.
Retrieving flash.
But it seems like he wasn't going to be able to use it, so I had to fall back. It was a pop flash for anybody who was going to plant. Instead, though, Mates have got themselves in a fantastic position. The Sentinel already tagged low. Oh, it was almost the same on the other side. The same attempt of utility. They have at least been able to claim some ground. It looks like an immediate re-swing, and the jump through gives Marteen starxo another, and only really one remains.
Take by Mates, and a much-needed pistol round for them. Again, they did not show up on that previous map. The battleground that they chose to be buried on are not here. This is the weaker side, not even the wall to play off of, so Benji's all alone. Full util dump onto him, but he gets out. Surviving here is success for Benji. Now he can group up with the team, but most importantly, keep that wall online on B. Stop the flank from coming through, or indeed, cut off the forces as they push in. Already an isolated play. Oh no, it's a whiff.
Oh, that was the one factor that could have made things awkward for Mates, was they go for this late switch up. I don't mind the idea, but Boo went uncleared, but then he whiffs. And so all of it is irrelevant. Now you're having to go back into the tightest site, a lot of close angles. That judge becomes almost a benefit rather than a hindrance. And you've used a lot of your utility on the other side of the map. They've got barely anything left to play with. Trying to get through, they get past the judge. Woot's done well. That time is ticking. Cliff's still standing. Well, he's all
and an immediate push around. Pressure on to C again, but this time, Heretics have got numbers here. 2 players. Benji drawing the eye, and it will be Koshmaras to deliver the death blow. 1 found, but he's dealt with after. And the numbers sit in the hands of Mates. That's a deep push from bipo, and he decides against it. I like that a bit more. Come back and protect the plant, and then play together after.
I'd like to know if it was his decision to do that or if someone was shouting.
Someone screaming.
Bear in mind, starxo is dead and could be watching. Now, Woot almost one-man retook in the last round. His first 3 kills. This one should be a little bit tougher. That post-plant always hard to break. Paranoia utilized. And especially with a showstopper in hand. That's already going to be utilized, but it's more just for GLYPH to take the fight, leaving it all up to 1. And while Woot first comes easy, but I don't think there's going to be anything more to have. Okay, that makes it interesting. bipo should have him dead.
On the Neon.
Can't wait for him to get 4 kills in this round.
I would say not a chance, but I have seen stranger things.
Yeah, the Bucky in the last. We'll see. Out he goes. There's 1. Gonna get anything more? 3 bullets left, so it'd have to be very impressive. Mitch is already annoyed by the first one, by the way, and okay! They're making this work anyway! Marteen, 1v4 in the last map. Looking for a 1v3 in this one. Lightning fast reactions, but...
We have mini deposit on A.
Yeah, I will enter myself close.
I can do blind if they're close.
Wait, Care they will spam you through smoke,
If
yeah?
they are close, can we fight it with starxo?
Yeah,
Blind, I will need deep and
Alright.
social on top.
Wait.
If you run it down, okay?
Yeah.
Rolling.
Bring them down.
Nothing, he's just deep.
Fire.
Yeah, he spam you
By
guys.
himself.
Ace boom bug. He checked
But
this.
B.
Yeah. Come back.
Come contact here after this.
What's your Martin?
Can he take the rock?
Wait, I'm coming.
I don't see him. Come pick, guys. Pick
is very
3, 2.
They're reclearing A.
It will be. Right, B.
You
Come pick top set.
Come on. Letting up.
Any back set.
Go. Nothing elbow. Come through left side.
Say clear.
Falling right side.
Pick left,
3, 2.
Face your
One city, one city.
Back pillar, 2
One
pillar.
flash, with the flash.
70 raise, an open door. Behind you guys, Neon.
Yeah, Neon behind us.
Fight forward. All three. It was all three.
One waterfall, one flank.
One speed, Vice.
Koshmaras 80, 1-4.
Low anchor water. Minus 100 on Vice.
Wow, starxo, time ticking away, 12 seconds. Spike in hand, but
seconds left.
I think he was hoping that someone would give him a fight instead, just sitting back, waiting. Well, we will now see that peak. 28 HP, and he's going to have to let go. And that's enough for Boo to just run away. He may get himself an
Come in
additional...
with somewhat of an investment, some opportunities here. First man
It's a
of
bait.
Boo spotted. There's a second man in the corner. They've seen him, but they can't deal with him. And not until at least one more player falls for Mates. In a round like this, perhaps you can look at that as a positive. Trading out, even when the weaponry is at a disadvantage. And with RieNs down, that's going to accelerate the push that's coming through from Woot. All the while, it is being watched. Minny tucked in and waiting. Here's the steps. And he's on that little angle. Rarely checked.
Oh,
And Woot's running back. Oh, this is an easy backstab for Minny if ever I've seen one. All that they have to do is avoid the fight. And with the smoke down, oh, Woot's going to take his time closing up the distance with no idea, no iota that death is creeping up behind him. A wonderful round from Mates.
right. If it comes down to a B side, it'll be quiet about it.
30 seconds left.
Well, certainly not now with that deep control. Marteen, oh, he has an opportunity to take a pot shot, but we'll just back off afterwards. Now Viper's Pit down. A lot of control to play with. Water basically fully blocked off.
But this is on Woot, surely. Showstopper in play? I feel like that's their way back in, if there is one.
But they need to find him first. And battling your way back through would be great if you had a Prowler still, but without that to work with, even with Bipo down, it is going to be a bit of a blind fire from Woot. He's searching, seeking that Viper who's now left the site completely, running the time down, spamming from afar as Woot falls. Minny finds a second and even gets out with his life. A beautifully played round.
Well, the Odin now in play once again. We've seen this one before. It's something Koshmaras did last week, and it's worked out again. Can't spam the wall anymore, so you just don't go behind a wall.
You spam the Viper wall instead.
Yeah.
That's it's an ingenious play, an adjustment that Neon certainly allows you to get in and out of there quite quickly, much to the chagrin of Mates in this scenario. Woot holding on that corner. This time they go, well, let's pressure Benji again. It worked pretty well last time, and well, Benji's got a buddy with him. Thorns gonna slow them. And indeed
Don't
stop
move.
them entirely. Marteen stuck in position with the second Thorn Bloom, and all the while the wraparound coming in. Three-man flank underway. The big guns of the Odin, but it's not going to be the point of contact. Boo instead walking up, and although Marteen was looking the right way, he still gets planted by that cliff. Yep. The power of the evolution. I love it. Koshmaras, a man after my own heart. He is risking getting flanked. If someone was contacting B, he's dead. But a risk worth taking. Damage done. But no kills that come from it just yet. Woot on his way in. Seeking out anybody. Sound will be stolen away from him for now at least. But starxo goes down. Numbers equalized. And Mates still without a plant. They are just stalling out, waiting for an overextension.
And you can't lose the post plant if you don't let them plant. You can't lose the round, but that's another thing altogether. Benji, low on HP, is high-low. RieNs is waiting just behind. He's going to regress the patience of Mates. As I said, the mid-round calling from starxo has been sublime. Like, just putting them in positions to win the round, and at this point, just trading out will be enough. Marteen is more than happy to take the 1v1. Leaves Boo hoping for a spam kill. I think he took about the same amount of damage back in return, and it's not been his day so far today, needing a lot in this 1v3.
Off starxo's contact. They go wide from the door and from behind the box. And although Heretics are being cautious of this, they have no idea what is waiting for them. Unfortunately, for Mates, the door's being taken. They bypassed it completely, even picking up Minny as he tries to cross back. And with the smoke down, the site's theirs. The plant can be found, and Mates are now the ones that need to make a move.
I don't know if the spidey senses were tingling, but yeah, they managed to completely avoid the trap setup. Quick flank coming in. Considering the plant, they're going to almost have to fight this. The fight ending in a trade for now, but eventually RieNs comes out on top, leaving it into a glyph clutch, and with the re-swing, he's given him an opportunity. And even spotting his opponent, that allows him to potentially get this to half at least. Will he try and stick it all the way?
And with that one-way smoke already bypassed,
no,
he's in a
dead.
lot of trouble with no way out. They have immediately shut him down. The difference in solo anchoring as an Omen versus a Vice clearly on display. And now it seems like Heretics have this one locked down. Let's see if Mates can fight their way back.
Hey, chill.
Go, they will nade into you, bro. I
Yeah.
have thoughts. Guys, I've got KC wall.
I'm
Boot,
alive.
Can you smoke right side?
Waterfall play.
Guys, I can flash. 5v2.
Wait, CT single.
Remaining.
Chill.
Last CT.
5, you could let the man go looking for the kill. Instead, Benji, maybe you needed to chill, because you're the one that goes down.
I've ever heard.
Cool. I guess when your teammates are like, woo, RieNs, like,
One enemy remaining.
they have quite a high bar.
Chill, yo. Oh my goodness.
There was someone else
That's
in there.
when you start to get concerned. You start to get worried. I certainly am for Mates. They need a confidence builder, something to bring them back into this starxo. He was caught by the siege, but he survives, steps back in with full HP, and it looks like a retake already needed. The problem is Koshmaras, he's getting aggressive. He was playing up deep, and, well, the showstopper at least trades out.
Another already, though. Leaves them a man down on the retake. Stars over the trades are immediate. Koshmaras is trading everything out, and then he stops trading. He's just killing at this point. Leaves it all to just Marteen. Don't peek him. You got a flash on the corner. It's not going to blind him, but it is going to buy additional time. Nobody giving him an angle, nobody giving him a fight. And in the end,
For Mates to bounce back into this one. Spam good from Woot right off rip. Wall goes down, and so do two players on each side. Good trades by Mates. Benji closing in the distance on B, but the Prowler distracted long enough, absorbed some shots, and left him dead in the dirt. Heretics, a man down, and for what feels like the first time this half, they have to fight back from a disadvantage. Without Koshmaras, and now
Spike down.
it's only Boo to do it. 2 players low, a headshot given right away. It's so close. But Glyph,
they're running towards B. It's not too crazy, and they got a showstopper alongside it.
Mates have rotated in. They're ready for this battle. Koshmaras is the one to eat the bullet as a result. Good trade, but again, fighting back into it with Glyph on the spam. From here, Heretics completely pumping the brakes. They've got no map control to work with. They're locked out of B. They know there's still numbers there. They know they're under pressure as well from that C side. So opening the door and going elsewhere is really a possibility, and they're being picked off. Even players caught reloading, not able to be dropped. Mates are right back on the horse, looking a whole lot better with just RieNs left to deal with.
I have the spike.
He's isolated one towards C. He knows it, but wants to deal with these B players, the high-low. And Heretics, they take a bit of time. They're cautious on the walk-up, and it lets starxo get into position.
Steel Garden. They really are playing this one nice and safe, trying to make sure nobody with a weapon at least can be within this site. Still taking their time.
Great start.
This is where Bipo's going to try and get in early. They're going to try and go ahead of the plant. And Marteen's been able to already take down one. That's a lot of space guaranteed. But Boo hits the shot. No sliding Neon. The trade's going back and forth, but the defense seemingly coming out on top.
So quickly into their favor.
He slides into the nade after being blinded. That's a little bit cursed. And Benji does incredibly well, but again, it seems to be this.
The pause, much needed. There's momentum picked up. They're hiding behind the wall, but Woot and Koshmaras. Oh my goodness. That looked like the perfect play from Mates.
Hello.
And in fact, this might be Glyph with 2 in any other round. This would be a huge advantage, but Minny still facing off against what seemed to be insurmountable odds.
It seems like a pause brought them back, and a pause might have just sent them to their doom. Back to regular programming for Woot. And for Minny, well, they know roughly where he is. He can take his time clearing every angle, but they're all in this. Seems like Heretics have decided today is the day they remind them how many international events they've made it to. Even still, though, nightfall through. A site found to be clear. Showstopper from Marteen
30
popped
seconds left.
incredibly early. Allows it to clear a lot of ground and actually catches Koshmaras, trying to be a little bit cheeky, it seems. They might not have an advantage with weaponry, but they do now have a man advantage.
Mates
Spike planted.
always win a map in this series as well. That's the other consistent factor. It's always close. And on this map, it has been. Not ready to let it slip just yet. They're fighting their way back in. Boo and RieNs left to deal with. Low HP on 2 and RieNs picks them up. The C's in and GLYPH is... Oh my goodness, that's a risky play. GLYPH caught and having to defuse that spike, isolate. The fight does well to start. No idea where Boo's made it off to. And it will